Yo guys, hello and welcome back to episode 9 of my Aston Martin career mode here for the Barcelona Catalunya Spanish Grand Prix inside F126. Now just quickly, if you did miss the last episode out in Monaco, please go and check that out before this one to prevent any spoilers. So last lap out in Monaco, we managed to get past Isaac Hadjar and pick up one championship point in the Principality. And yeah, decent result for us, starting from the back row of the grid yet again. So yeah, constant progression in this one. And yeah, we're just getting stronger and stronger every race weekend. We are here for the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. I actually quite like this track, especially with the new regs. Yeah, it's a lot of fun online and even offline to, race the AI, race people. You can take loads of different lines. And yeah, the battery is quite important around here as well, not to mention the tyre wear. So let's not waste any time and get straight into qualifying. Moving straight into Q1 then. And yeah, still by far the worst car on the grid in terms of performance, but I do enjoy this track. So just setting our banker time here. Not a great lap by any means, running wide in a few corners, and we are in our favourite place for this season, which is last place so far. Tyre wear is quite high here, but we are going to back off and go again for another hot lap on the same set of tyres. Going to try and save a set just in case we get through, because I do feel quite good around here. Just need to hook a lap up. So yeah, starting our second lap on the same tyres here. Going through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. Decent line there, much better. Can't really pay too much attention to the delta here because obviously for some reason it's going off my last lap, not the time that I've already set. But yeah, quite a nice flow-in first sector if you get it right. Don't want to use too much battery, you want to save it towards the end of the lap. Now to the worst corner for me on this track. I absolutely hate this little section here. Never seem to really get it right. Can oversteer a lot and you really don't want to be riding them curbs too much. Maybe just touch them for a bit of rotation, but yeah, not a bad lap in general so far. Missing a few of our apexes, but we are on used tyres, so nothing to be worried about too much. But yeah, going through the final corner here, I've still got about 22% battery left, and across the line, P16, not a bad time on used tyres, so yeah, decent. We have a chance of getting through here. Final lap in Q1 now, and we're about 7 tenths up as the delta slightly drops actually to about 5 tenths, 6 tenths, but we have a little bit of a loose exit on the right hander going up the hill, but we're still up. We did go purple in the first sector actually. As we run out of battery on the way to the line, where is it going to put us? P16, we're through into Q2. We saved a set of tyres for this just in case, and it's paid off. So we do manage to squeeze through into Q2. Only by 15 hundredths of a second. So yeah, good final lap on the board there. Gets us through into the next round. First lap of Q2 now. We go out on a used set of tyres just to put a little banker in. A little bit wide there. And we're going to run out of battery again towards the line, but puts us P14. Which is not bad on a used set of tyres. So, and on the final lap, we managed to go purple in the first sector, but I don't know, I wasn't really happy with this lap still. Only 3 or 4 tenths up at the line, but that means P11. Wow, we were actually quite close to getting through there. And that is it here for qualifying for the Barcelona Spanish Grand Prix. So yeah, not quite into the top 10 there, but a much better session from ourselves. about half a second off George Russell in the end. So yeah, 11th was definitely the best we were going to get out of today. But now it's race time.
It's a Super Sunday here in Barcelona. Welcome along on a brilliant day for the Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix. Here's our track then, familiar to all drivers on the grid, and a long run from pole down into turn 1 is going to test their ability to brake as late as they possibly can. Through turn 3, the tyres will take a huge amount of punishment. Turn 9-2 at the top of the hill, and look out for some spectacular sights of the cars at full throttle through turn 14. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Antonelli, Piastri, George Russell, and Hamilton, Verstappen, Hadjar, Sainz, and Alex Albon, Richards, Bottas, Ollie Behrman, and Gasly, Hülkenberg, Lawson, Esteban Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto, Alonso, Colapinto, Lindblad, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me here in the commentary box today, former racing driver
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So round 9 of the F1 26 season will start any minute. Just before that, the strategy. It's going to be a 2-stopper here today. Tyre wear is quite high around this one. We will be starting on the hard compound of tyres though. Going to leave the mediums to the end of the race to hopefully capitalise on some fresher rubber. But yeah, the hard tyres are probably going to be the better tyres around here for us anyway. I'm going to take a load of the fuel out of the car because it's quite easy to save that around here. You never know. I hope for a late safety car. See what happens. So we got 5 red lights here at the Spanish Grand Prix, P11 on the grid. And it's lights out and away we go. Everyone around us is on the soft compound tyre by the looks of it. And even though we get a decent start on the harder rubber, we try and burn a little bit of battery down into turn 1. We look round the outside of Isaac Hadjar and Alex Albon. We get the move done on Hadjar, Behrman and Albon in the end as we put the boost on, and we get a few more places in this one up the inside of Carlos Sainz into the long right-hander. A little bit of a snap there, but up into P9 already in this one. We look down the inside of the Williams man, but we choose to back out of it. So yeah, 2 gained spots off the grid there, which is really good in this one. All we have to do now is get the tyres up to temperature and make sure that we can keep up with the guys ahead and stay in the overtake mode. Moving on to lap 4 now, we have burned all of our battery trying to stay with the guys ahead, but they pulled out about a 2-second gap as Alex Albon flies down the inside as we are vulnerable on the really long main straight here in Barcelona. We're going to try and keep up with him though, using the boost in the exit of turn 3. And yeah, we just need to settle in behind the Williams man, not let him escape, and hope he can drag us back up to the top 8. At the end of lap 4 now, and we just managed to stick with the Williams man ahead as we nearly go deep into the final corner, but we are still out of battery, which gives Isaac Hadjar the chance to charge it down the inside into turn 1. We go late on the brakes and hold it round the outside as to not lose the final point in this race, and we hold the position into turn 3. Really long swooping right-hander. We put the battery on a little bit, but we hold the position from the Red Bull man behind. So yeah, really good. It does not take long though for Alex Albon to absolutely waltz away from us in this one though. Coming on to lap 7, we managed to save a little bit more of the battery, but them soft tyres are holding up really nicely for the AI as we get a yellow flag into turn 1. And that's Antonelli has spun out on the exit of turn 1 and 2. And the Mercedes man has absolutely bottled it there. Means an extra position for us though, so P9 in this one, really good. We do have Isaac Hadjar and Valtteri Bottas though right behind us, so we do need to keep an eye out for them in this race. So coming on towards the start of lap 10 now, and we've managed to keep Isaac Hadjar at bay quite nicely in this one. We get a decent exit off the final corner pretty much every single time, and he's not quite able to get us down into turn 1 as the leaders start to pit off of their soft compound tyres in this race. So they've managed to get them softs really far. Obviously the AI are much better on the tyre wear, and we will be boxing within the next few laps here as we are on that 2-stop strategy. End of lap 10 and more of the leaders are boxing in this race as we drift a little bit wide there in the final corner and pick up our first track limit warning of the race. We go to the inside because we are very low on battery. Isaac Hadjar is gaining and gaining and gaining again. We slide a little bit deep into turn 1, but we managed to hold the Red Bull man off again as he looks at the inside for a split second there. But yeah, really struggling with the battery in this one. It's caught me out a little bit. Obviously, we are punching well above our weight with the quality of our car. But yeah, these hards are starting to go off, so how the hell some of the AI are still out on them soft and medium tyres, I do not know, but we move. Skipping half a lap later, we decide to go for one more lap on these hard compound tyres, and we will be boxing at the end of this lap. But Isaac Hadjar is looking very dangerous as we go to the outside, he goes to the inside. We give him the room on the inside, but he's not quite alongside enough, and we manage to hold off the Red Bull man again. But P3 now in this race with all of the stops ahead of us. Still no battery in the tank, but we will be boxing this lap and that will be replenished for us nicely. So coming into the pit lane towards the end of the lap now as we get a brief yellow flag. Not sure for what at this point, but we are going to peel into the pit lane and hopefully have a nice quick stop. I imagine we're going to get undercut by a lot of people, but we are on different strategy, so let's have a good stop from the boys again. Is it going to be a typical 2.4, 2.5 second stop from the boys here? You know it is. 2.4 onto our second set of hard compound tyres in this race. So yeah, let's have a little look on exit. We will be racing on the exit as multiple cars fly past us and 3 more behind us. Luckily, as we go slightly deep into turn 1, we are ahead of them 3 behind us, but with that little mistake into turn 1, we've put ourselves on the back foot and we're going to have to burn the battery straight away to try and catch up to the guys ahead and get that all-important overtake mode. Start at lap 14 now, and we just miss out on the overtake mode, and they're going 2 abreast ahead of us on the track right now. So we set up the exit of turn 2 to undercut Kimi Antonelli in turn 3. We get past him with relative ease. A little bit of a boost on the battery there just to secure our position, and dip a wheel on the inside curb there. But yeah, straight up into P13 in this one. And now we need to weave our way through the next few drivers and get back into the points. Moving on to the start of lap 16 now, and we did take 1 lap just to recharge the battery up a little bit. But we are going to go on the attack of Arvid Lindblad and Valtteri Bottas up ahead as they squabble into turn 1. Compromise lines, we do the same thing again and try and set the exit up. A little bit of a boost through turn 3. We have a little look up the inside of Lindblad, but nothing doing there, so we back out. We're going to have to wait until the next lap now. End of the lap now, and we saved up a little bit more of the battery. Going through the final corner, we wash out wide again and get our second track limit warning, so we've got to be really careful now. But we're going to burn the battery down to turn 1. Lindblad looks to be doing the same on Bottas. As they go into turn 1, little lock up there, I think from the Cadillac ahead. But we're going to set the exit up one more time, get on the boost and try and take at least one of these drivers here. We sweep to the inside, go to the outside of Lindblad again, and we hold it round the outside, but Lindblad gets the position back as we just have to slow down to avoid going off the track. Really should be getting past this Racing Bulls now as they Lyco into the horrible little left-right-hander here. But we're going to go on the attack again through the right-hander. Burn the battery down towards the hairpin. And we're going to send it up the inside of Arvid Lindblad. Get the position, but he undercuts us, trying to get it back. We try and hold the position, but with a little bit of contact there with the Racing Bulls driver. Now he did come across a little bit into my path in defence, but yeah, it took way too long to get that job done. Now we have to chase down the Cadillac with no overtake mode. A lap and a half later now, we're going to be moving on to lap 20 in this Grand Prix. A little bit wide on the apex of the final corner there, but Valtteri Bottas ahead is slow on them aging soft tyres now. And we're going to easily go down the outside of him there. And yeah, good move there. Finally in this race, back up into P10 and 1 point on the table, but I can imagine all these guys are going to be boxing either on this lap or next lap, so we're going to have to try and get the rest out of these hard compound tyres before we move on to our final stint. And just like I thought, end of lap 20, start of lap 21, our teammate pits and a fair few drivers ahead of us also. So we go up into P8 in this one. Closing up slowly to the back of Esteban Ocon. And yeah, hopefully we can get him before the stop, but I highly doubt it as the tyres are starting to wear a little bit and Bottas is actually trying to come back at us a bit. He's managed to keep up with us here, so yeah, hopefully the next stint can be a bit more productive than this one. End of the lap again now, and coming onto the main straight, we have more people in the pit lane. Run up wide again, but we had to lift off, so we did not get a 3-second warning there, and that's going to leave Valtteri Bottas with an absolutely amazing run down into turn 1. He gets the position, but we hold it round the outside after pushing him to the inside of the track, and we get the move back really good. We could not afford to let the Cadillac man through there. We're up into P5 in this race. Start at lap 23 now, and everyone else around us is boxing in this one. So we are going to stay in P5 as everyone else ahead of us has either not boxed or has come out ahead of us, as there is a yellow flag on the track, and Lewis Hamilton goes slow after just coming out of the pit lane in the long right-hander of turn 3. Now, unfortunately, that is not going to be a safety car or a virtual safety car, even though that would have been incredible timing for us, as we will box on this lap. But yeah, really unfortunate for Lewis there. Gives us an extra position though, P4 now in this race, as we go green in the first sector, so hoping for a really good in-lap here. We actually decided to go for one more lap, and we were thinking about going again, but the undercut is quite powerful around here, so we decided to box on towards lap 25 onto the medium compound tyres for the last 8 laps of this Grand Prix. So hopefully another good stop here from the boys. Yeah, 2.4 again, standard stuff down here at Aston Martin. By the looks of it, we will be racing on the exit again. So we get the power down a little bit squirmy, but our teammate and multiple others, like the last one, get us down into turn 1, and we're going to have to make these positions up. As we go through turn 3, put the battery down on our teammate, and as we overtake him, safety car is deployed. Horrible timing for us. If we'd have stayed out that extra lap, that would have been top 3 in this race, guaranteed. Terrible timing, but it does mean that the whole field will come back together, and it may leave us with other opportunities, but yeah, that's a tough one, that is. A few laps later now, end of lap 28, and the safety car is in this lap. Now, we did not gain any positions under the safety car, but I don't think many people boxed, so I think we have the freshest tyres of the field right now, of anyone ahead of us anyway, and we get a really good exit off the safety car restart. We slightly go a bit too early with the booster, but we get past Liam Lawson here. Looking at the outside of Valtteri Bottas as well straight away on the restart, little bit tight on the apex, but we need to make the most of these tyres as soon as possible. Fly past Esteban Ocon round the outside of turn 3 and go straight to the inside of the McLaren man, but Oscar Piastri holds it round the outside, but we still manage to take him on the inside. So straight up into P7 at the start of this restart, on the back of Alex Albon again, like earlier in the race. But can we catch up, and can we stay with the guys ahead? Is there more places to gain in this race? There's only like 4 laps left, so stick around and find out. Nice little lift and coast into them last few corners. We get a good exit onto the main straight. Albon running slightly wide. We are going to burn the battery all the way down into turn 1. But the Williams man is quite quick as it's 3 wide up ahead. As it bunches them all up, we are going to set the exit up. Right now we go to the outside of Alex Albon, holding it around the outside of turn 3, but we wash out with the understeer. But we're still on it. We go to the outside again of Albon into the next corner, try and do the undercut, but the traction not helping me out at all. But we're going to dive down the inside, very optimistic move on the Williams man, but we make it stick without any contact. So yeah, good move up to P6 in this one. The Ferrari man, the leader in the championship, Charles Leclerc. Yeah, he's up next. Moving on to the penultimate lap of the race now, and they're still battling quite a lot up ahead, 3 wide into turn 2. And we are just waiting for our opportunity here. Not much battery saved in this one, but we're going to burn it, try and get Charles Leclerc. We go to the outside yet again, try to switch back to the inside, but he covers it off very nicely. And we're going to burn it. We're going to try and do the same on a Leclerc that we did on Albon, and we succeed. P5 in this race now, overtaking the Ferrari man. Brilliant move there on the penultimate lap. Now, is there any more? Can we get our best result of the season so far in this Aston Martin career mode? It's going to be a lot, but we're going to have to hold off Leclerc as well as he looks to go up the inside, but we brake really early, actually way too early for that corner. Trying to do absolutely everything here to stay within the overtake mode of the cars ahead. And we are just outside on the delta at the top left, but it's given us the overtake for the rest of the lap, so we are going to make the most of it. Charles Leclerc is not looking like a problem at the moment, and he is not going to have a sniff. We go slightly deep into turn 1 on the final lap. Not much battery to fight with now, so the cars ahead may be fine as we burn the rest of the battery into turn 4 now, still side by side up ahead. What an enthralling end to this Barcelona-Catalunya Spanish Grand Prix, as they go side by side into the horrible left-right-hander here, and it's given us another opportunity to stay close. But unfortunately, our battery is absolutely nowhere to be seen, as we luckily do not get a track limits warning for that. But yeah, we were not particularly quick over that corner anyway, and we are just going to run out of laps here in this Spanish Grand Prix. Try and conserve as much battery for a run to the line, but I don't think it's going to matter here in this one. Going through the final corner, Max Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix, and we're going to come across the line in P5.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing. Next time, they might consider making it easier for themselves, but today, we absolutely loved all the action that we got to see out there.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for their celebrations. Our podium, it awaits. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number one, Max Verstappen. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
And there you go, guys, from P11 on the grid here at the Barcelona-Catalunya Spanish Grand Prix. We finished P5 on the track. Lewis Hamilton DNFing, our teammate Fernando Alonso finishing P11, so he was so close to his first championship point of the season, but really good result, and I think that is joint highest result of the season, if not the best. So means we move up to P10 in the driver standings and P6 in the constructors. So very good for the boys in green here in Spain. Although this was a better track for me, and Austria next is going to be a decent track for me also, the car is still horrible. It is by far the worst car on the grid still at the moment. So can we keep these performances up? You'll just have to stick around and find out. But that is all for me in this one here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you all so much, guys, for watching the Aston Martin career mode here. Uploads may be a little bit slower over the next week, as my new My Team career mode will be on the channel. Also, I have just uploaded yesterday a last to first challenge at the British Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton. 110% AI, and it is changeable conditions. So if you haven't checked that out already, go and give that a watch. And if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please like and subscribe. It will mean the world to me. This would be an amazing job one day. If that could be a possibility, I would be eternally grateful. But enough waffling from me. Thank you all so much, and cheers.